Okay, so I can see this one's ready to come out. So here is a beautiful droplet bead. Looks just like the chandelier my parents had. And cut this excess off at the bottom, the thread. And then, you know, you would just do the beads, you know, either this way or this way. Let's see if this one's ready. Yeah. So when I press it on, I can see it change color. It gets kind of silvery. That's what I can tell. And I was kind of sloppy on this one, so I got a little sloppy on this bead here. But you get the general idea of now I have a droplet and some rounds. Okay, really simple to do. You know, if you're careful, you end up with a really nice looking bead if you're careful. You know, make sure, wait to get all the air bubbles out and stuff. But anyways, so beads on a string, here's how you do it. Any shape you want, mix and match. Okay, so now we're gonna do the flowers that are gonna go on our cake. I wanted something fairly quick and easy, and so what I originally was going to do was just buy sugar flowers because they make good paste sugar flowers that are good enough. Unfortunately, they didn't have any. So if you can't get online and buy something or you're in a bind, you're going to have to make your own, so that's what I ended up doing. I was not looking to make real flowers because it's a chandelier, so I'm not doing, you know, real botanically correct looking flowers. I just wanted something that looked kind of like a rose and some sort of filler flower. So what I've got were these two pieces. This is a 110 millimeter, and then this is like really just a real small one. Doesn't matter what size, I just want something smaller. You can do it either in fondant that you've added Tylose powder to, which is going to make it a modified fondant, but it'll make it so you can model with it. Or you can actually use gum paste. So whatever your preference is, you can do either one. I just happen to have some gum paste, so that's what I ended up using. Actually, I've got the fondant too. Well, let me grab the fondant. I've got the modified fondant too. So let me grab that first. That's got the Tylose in it. If you're going to do modified fondant, you only need a little bit of Tylose added to the fondant to do it. So if I had, say, this is what, maybe a half cup. You only need half a teaspoon or so of this to make it stiffen up. But the Tylose is a thickener, and it'll make it stiffen up faster, firm up faster, and become firmer than normal fondant. It's still not going to be unbreakable, and you can't get quite as thin. It's not a gum paste because it's just got too much glycerin in it. But it does make a workable paste, especially for something when you're not trying to do really super thin flowers that are botanically correct, or you're not trying to do something really thin and dainty. Use the modified fondant. I mean, some people can do dainty flowers with this stuff. I can't. I'd rather use the gum paste or the platinum paste or something like that if I'm doing something dainty. But for something like this that's big and clunky, Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make kind of a rose first. Really quick and easy rose. This is a quick rose. I did not want to do it on a wire. So I've got a little cornstarch here. And what we're going to do, use cornstarch when it's wet and sticky, and I use shortening when it's just sticky. If it's soft and sticky, I use the cornstarch. But if it's firm, I just use shortening, but we don't need either of that. So we roll it out, and we want it fairly thin, because if it's so thick, it's going to take forever to dry, even with the Tylose in it. I should use a bigger pen. What I'm going to need is I'm going to need three of these guys. All right. Fairly thin. If I can get two out of here, we'll see. So there's one. Now after you cut it, rub the edges to make sure it's smooth and cut all the way through. Okay. And again, you can use your tool. Put it on the pad. I can get one more out of this. Make sure it is not sticking to the board.